So, you want to visit Iceland, the untouched wilderness, brave, you and everyone else on Instagram. It's the land of fire and ice, they say. More like the land of wind and slightly damp socks. You've seen the pictures. Majestic waterfalls, otherworldly landscapes. So pristine, so empty. Except for the busloads of people trying to find that same empty spot. It's a beautiful illusion, like thinking I could actually play the guitar well. This place is supposed to be raw, unspoiled, a real adventure. And it is, if your idea of adventure involves queuing for a puffin sighting or trying to pronounce Eyjafjallajökull after 3 Icelandic beers. The untouched part? Mostly the bits you can't reach without a helicopter and a disregard for safety. Or maybe it's the parts of your sandwich the wind hasn't yet stolen. You're a photographer? So are the 20 people huddled behind that one photogenic rock. You're all chasing the same moody, atmospheric shot. The one that screams, "I'm rugged and deep. Prepare for glory. Prepare for mild hypothermia." It's all part of the artistic process. Iceland's wilderness is a bit like my old TV show. Looks great on camera, promises unique experiences, and is mostly full of people wandering around looking slightly confused. But hey, don't let me put you off. It's an experience. A very, very cold one. Pack your woolens and your sense of irony. You'll need both, especially when you realize the northern lights are just nature's screensaver, and often just as elusive. Ah, the lava fields. Miles and miles of them. It's like the moon, if the moon had a moss problem and a persistent drizzle. They call it dramatic. I call it where good shoes go to die. Wear sturdy boots, or you'll be doing an involuntary impression of a baby giraffe learning to walk. These volcanic rocks stretch as far as the eye can see, covered in delicate, bouncy moss, which, by the way, you absolutely must not step on unless you want the entire nation to sigh in disappointment. It's like walking on a very fragile, very old carpet, a carpet that could swallow your car keys forever. It's all very elemental, or annoying, depending on your ankle strength. Photographers love these fields. They lie down, crouch, perform strange yoga poses with their tripods, all to capture the stark beauty. It's a lot of effort to make a pile of old rocks look interesting, but sometimes with a good filter, who's to know? The names, Eldraun, Berserkjaraun, it all sounds epic and slightly terrifying, which is fitting because you'll feel like you've battled a troll after navigating a square mile of the stuff, especially with 70 pounds of camera gear. The raw, untamed power of nature. Or, just a lot of cool-down magma. Potato. It's all about perspective. And good travel insurance. Now let's talk glaciers. Iceland has huge, ancient rivers of ice. They're majestic and incredibly cold, and very, very slippery. Think of the biggest ice lolly you've ever seen. Now imagine it's trying to kill you. It's exhilarating, in a "I might not make it back for dinner" sort of way. You can walk on them with crampons, an ice axe, and a guide. You'll see blue ice, white ice, ice with bits of volcano in it. Photographers go nuts for this stuff. The thing about glaciers is, they're always moving and melting. Thanks, global warming. So that perfect ice cave you saw on Pinterest? It might be a puddle by the time you get there. The light on a glacier can be blinding, ethereal, or non-existent because a blizzard just rolled in. It's a gamble, but when it's good, it's spectacular. You'll get photos that make your friends think you're a modern-day Shackleton. Iceland. Hot springs, it's a classic pairing. You imagine sinking into a warm, natural pool surrounded by stunning scenery. Pure bliss. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's more like a lukewarm, slightly eggy-smelling bath with 50 of your newest, closest friends all trying to get the same serene selfie. Privacy is a luxury, much like affordable beer here. The Blue Lagoon, famous, expensive, and the color of a Smurf's unfortunate accident. You get to slather silica mud on your face looking like a ghostly apparition. It's supposed to be good for your skin. I think it's just a way to make tourists pay to play in fancy mud, but the photos look great. Very wellness journey. Very I'm finding myself. Usually, I just find more tourists. Then there are the wild hot springs, the ones you have to hike to. More authentic, less crowded. Sometimes. They might also be the perfect temperature for slowly poaching an egg, or yourself. Always test the water. It's a rustic experience. You change behind a rock, hoping no sheep are watching. They probably are, and they're judging your choice of swimwear. Photographically, hot springs are a challenge, steam everywhere, condensation on your lens, and the constant fear of dropping your camera into geothermally heated water. The key is to look relaxed and contemplative, even if your toes are freezing, and you can smell sulfur clinging to your hair for the next 3 days. It's the Icelandic spa experience. Embrace the aroma or try not to breathe too deeply. They say Iceland has unpredictable weather. That's like saying I'm occasionally pale. You can experience sunshine, rain, sleet, snow, and a full-blown hurricane, all before your morning coffee gets cold. If you can even find coffee that isn't the price of a small Nordic kingdom, it keeps you on your toes. And honestly, you're constantly zipping and unzipping your 27 layers of clothing. For photographers, this is a dream. Apparently, dramatic skies and moody light are everything. This translates to your gear will get soaked, your fingers will freeze, and the perfect light will last for exactly 0.7 seconds, just as you're fumbling with your lens cap. It's a cruel game, played by Mother Nature, who clearly has a sadistic streak. 1 minute you're basking in glorious sunshine thinking, this isn't so bad. The next, horizontal rain is attacking your face like tiny icy needles. And the wind, oh the wind. It doesn't just blow, it conspires. It tries to steal your hat, your tripod, your very will to live. Holding a camera steady is honestly an Olympic sport here. But when that fleeting moment of perfect ethereal light breaks through the storm clouds, magic, or so they tell me. You'll forget the numb fingers. You'll get the shot, and then the blizzard will return. And you'll trudge back to your rental car, which is probably now buried under a snowdrift, wondering if it was all worth it. It probably wasn't. But the story will be good, eventually. Icelandic wildlife is unique and special, but it's mostly sheep, lots of sheep. They're everywhere, judging your driving, your fashion sense, your very existence. They own this island and they know it. Then there are the puffins, adorable with little orange feet and sad clown eyes. You'll spend hours waiting for one to strike a noble pose. Spotting an Arctic fox? Good luck! And let's not forget the Icelandic horse, small, sturdy, with that amazing windswept mane. They're friendly enough, but they've seen it all. Unimpressed. Just like the sheep, it's a theme here. All right, my fellow Americans, a few tips for surviving Iceland. First, the food. Prepare for gas station hot dogs. Pilsur, they're a national treasure. And surprisingly good, especially with everything on them. Probably because everything else costs the equivalent of a mortgage payment. You'll learn to love them, or you'll learn to pack a lot of granola bars. Your choice. Money, the Icelandic krona. It sounds like a Viking battle cry. It feels like Monopoly money. But it disappears much faster. Be prepared for sticker shock. A simple sandwich could set you back 20 quid. A coffee? Don't even ask. My advice? Don't do the conversion. Just hand over your card and weep silently later. Packing, layers, lots of layers, and waterproof everything. Jacket, trousers, shoes, sole. Because water-resistant in Iceland means slightly less damp for 5 minutes, and socks. Bring all the socks, then buy more socks. You can never have too many dry socks. They are the currency of comfort in this damp, windswept land. And the local fashion. Those Icelandic sweaters, lopapeysa, they're warm, they're traditional, they're also incredibly itchy, and everyone buys one. You'll see tourists wandering around looking like slightly uncomfortable, brightly patterned sheep. Embrace it, or stick to your high-tech, non-itchy gear. Just don't expect the sheep to be impressed. They've seen better wool on themselves. The life of a photographer in Iceland. It's mostly about lying in freezing mud for that perfect low-angle shot. You'll contort your body into shapes that would make a yoga instructor weep, all while the wind tries to steal your dignity and your lens hood. Nature's celestial ballet, or more often nature's faint green smudge behind a thick layer of cloud. You'll drive for hours into the freezing darkness, stand around for even longer, staring at the sky. Sometimes you're rewarded. Lenses the size of cannons. You look like you're preparing to invade a small, very scenic country. Often the wind wins, and your expensive tripod takes a tumble. Some might call it obsession. But it's all for the shot. The one that captures the raw, untamed beauty of Iceland. Art demands sacrifice, usually your comfort. So you've braved the wind and endured the rain. You've filled gigabytes of memory cards with moody photos of rocks and sheep. You think you've captured Iceland. Cute. Iceland, the wilderness itself? It's not impressed. It's seen it all before. Millennia of glaciers carving valleys, volcanoes erupting, and wind howling. Your fancy camera? Just a blip. The mountains don't care about your perfect composition. You're just another shivering mammal trying to make sense of it all. The real beauty of Iceland isn't just in the photos you take, it's in the feeling of being small against such a vast, powerful landscape. It's been here long before us, and it'll be here long after. And that is the rugged, unimpressed, utterly unforgettable charm of Iceland. It just demands your respect.